अस्सलाम वालेकुम व्यूअर्स, मैं हूं डॉक्टर तानिया। वेलकम टू अ फ्रेश एपिसोड ऑफ वीकेंड बस टुडे। आज हमारे साथ टेलीविज़न प्रोग्राम में मौजूद हैं महमूद खान साहब, जो कि सिडनी ऑस्ट्रेलिया से आए हैं। और इन्होंने ये जो है सिडनी ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अंदर एक सिंगिंग करते हैं। ही इज़ अ सिंगर एंड सो इज़ अ राइटर। अलॉन्ग विद दैट ही हैज़ गॉट अ डिग्री इन द फिल्म्स एज वेल। अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर। Thank you so much for giving your precious time. And I think our channel is really honored to have a singer coming all the way from Sydney to Pakistan and actually talking about his work that he has done so far. And you guys will really be astonished जब आप लोगों को पता चलेगा कि इनका पूरी दुनिया में कितना बड़ा नाम है और उन्होंने कितने बड़े कलाकारों के साथ काम किया है। तो सर आप मुझे ये बताएं कि the passion of going into the music industry.
It started off for me when I was very young. I was about 6-7 years old when I started singing and learning the piano. I went to school in Sadiq Public School, Bahawalpur, which had the piano and the guitars. And we had a Scottish teacher who taught me how to play the piano and the guitar. And then I got interested in writing my own original songs. So when I was young, I would go buy records, but I would only listen to the records if the artist who's singing has written the songs. If the artist hasn't written the songs, I wouldn't be interested in that singer. So I knew at a very early age that I would pursue my life in Hollywood, and I would move to the US. Yeah.
So the time when you moved to the States, what was your age?
I was 16, 17. Yeah.
And at the time you got shifted over there, and the time when you joined Hollywood?
I think I was 19 or 18. Just a year later, I dropped out of school to work as a coffee boy in a recording studio.
Oh, excellent! So you went to high school in America?
I went to O levels here, and then from there I went to America.
So did you go for some sort of production engineering or any sort of?
Yeah, I enrolled in production school. I became a sound engineer. I worked as a sound engineer for about 14 years. And I also became a music producer. But during that time, I also wanted to develop my songwriting. The whole concept of doing the sound engineering was to be able to record my own songs, because I was passionate about recording my own material. So it took me about a good 14 years to be able to record something good.
So the first song that you wrote when you were probably 6-7 years of age, do you remember? Could you sing for us?
No, I still remember the lyrics. It's not singable. It's really bad.
But still, I'm in a childhood.
But I think the lyrics were "take a right or take a left. You'll be at my doorstep." Something like that. So it was very primary, But you have to start somewhere.
Yes.
And I think my brother has a tape of it still, and he blackmails me. He tells me I'm going to put it online one day.
So tell me one more thing. How are the support of your family when you came into the music business? Because the time when we are going back, let's say 3 decades before, if you got into the industry. So at that time, there was not the time. That's the time probably when Ababa. Did you come in 1970s?
No, I'm not
that old.
No.
Okay.
This
but
is
still
80,
the music,
this
80s.
is 86, 87, 88.
So that's the time talking about when Michael Jackson and Madonna and...
not even Michael, but Richard Marx.
Yes, George Michael.
And Janet Jackson.
Yes.
That was that time when I first... Vanessa Williams.
Yes, Vanessa
and
Williams.
Mariah Carey.
Yes.
It was when these stars had come out, but I was just trying to learn at that time. And the guy who was our main producer, his name is Chucky Booker. Now he works with Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie's the music man. So a lot of the people that I grew up with are now pretty big artists or music producers in their own right. And I worked in a black music production company. So we had characters like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and the hip hop.
Okay,
the pioneers of hip hop. Okay. So I started off as a hip hop producer, and then I worked as a American funk producer as well. So I've been known as a funkster.
Okay, तो फिर मुझे एक बात बताएं कि जब आपने ये ट्रेंड को फॉलो किया क्योंकि अमेरिकन्स का तो ट्रेंड चल ही रहा था, मगर हमारे मुल्क पाकिस्तान में एक पाकिस्तानी को बाहर जाना और उसमें म्यूज़िक इंडस्ट्री में जाना, तो फैमिली की एक्सेप्टेंस कैसी थी?
Family was very supportive. My dad used to really be okay with it. Because he was an industrialist, उनकी एक आध फैक्ट्रीज थी. So he didn't have a thing कि वो करो जो
बाप ने किया
बाप ने किया, और वो करो जो मैं कहूँ, या ऐसा करो कि डिग्री कर लो और फिर म्यूज़िक भी करते रहो ताकि यू विल हैव समथिंग टू फॉल बैक ऑन. माई डैड वॉज नॉट लाइक दैट. माई डैड वॉज लाइक, कर रहे हो तो देन यू डूइंग इट. देयर इज़ नो, द बी प्लान इज़ टू मेक श्योर दैट द ए प्लान वर्क्स.
अब तो मुझे एक बात बताएं कि ऑब्वियसली आजकल का आप दौर देख रहे हैं, आजकल की हमारी जनरेशन है, कुछ अरसे से पाकिस्तान की म्यूज़िक इंडस्ट्री और मैं थोड़ी सी नीचे आई हुई है, और एक ऐसा वक्त था जब पूरी दुनिया में भी थोड़ी इंडस्ट्रीज़ नीचे आ गई थी म्यूज़िक की ही. तो म्यूज़िक की इंडस्ट्री के लिए हमारे मुल्क में हमारी यंग जनरेशन को आप ऐसा कौन सा मैसेज देना चाहेंगे जिसमें वो शॉर्टकट का इस्तेमाल ना करें, मगर एक हार्ड वर्कर जैसे आप हैं जिसने टाइम स्पेंड सीखने में गुजारा, पढ़ने में गुजारा, और आज माशाल्लाह से जहाँ
Well, there is one thing. I've come back after a long time, and what I'm seeing is that the soft drink companies are running the music industry. So something went wrong.
Yes.
Something has gone really wrong, because when you have a company that sells products doing music, then they're not going to be interested in the music that's being done. They're going to only be interested in their
endorsements
and their products, right?
Yes.
So वो कर रहे हैं, and it's been hijacked. So I want to bring it back to the musicians. I want to let the kids know, like let the youngsters know, it's time to recapture. It's time to do original songs. Be yourself. If you have a crooked nose, love yourself for that crooked nose.
Yes, very true.
If you have a bad voice, develop it into a good voice. If you think you cannot play more, so you can become. Nobody is born with talents. Talent is only a few percent. A few percent of the human being is the devotion, is the passionate riyazat, is working for your passion. Even like if you have cameramen, you know, the frame gets better as you age. If you keep doing it over and over again, you know, the frame becomes interesting. If you're an amateur, you're not going to worry about lamps in the background. These guys are, you know, they've been doing it for a while.
Yes.
So that's the message, to do your stuff. Even if you're in becoming a doctor, work passionately and do what you want to do rather than just doing it for the hell of it.
Yes, very true. So is there any song that you would like to sing for us?
Yeah, about 500 of them. No.
Okay, please go ahead. The best, the first one should be the best. I think all of them are best for you.
Well, this song is called Eternity Return.
Okay.
So by eternity.
And the song has been written by you and composed by you.
Right.
Everything, yes.
Yeah. So by eternity return, I'm meaning, I'm requesting love to come back to me. So that's because love is eternal. So I'm talking about eternity.
Okay, go ahead, yes.
And this is a harmonica.
Okay.
It's called a harmonica, so I'm going to play that a little bit. Close your eyes and see what you've been missing. Days and lonely nights keep on slipping. I'm waiting for the end of the beginning. Around me the universe is spinning. Speak on louder and together for the good ones. If you give them, they become a stronger number. Just when you feel them, you're all around. Please eternity return. Will you pick me up? We both will be known, just like one. Please eternity return. Will you pick me up? Together we'll be strong, just like one. Let us write your name across the sky, filled with the feeling of the healing as my life goes on. There's no simple way, but I can see it every way. The day I'd be deserving of the healing as my life goes on. Please eternity return. Will you pick me both will be known, just like one. Please eternity return. Will you pick me up? Together we'll be strong, just like one.
Fantastic, fantastic. I should say that. Amazing. I mean, this is not the kind of music that we normally get to hear in Pakistan. And I personally believe कि अगर हमारे बच्चे जो म्यूज़िक इंडस्ट्री में आगे आना चाहते हैं उन्हें चाहिए कि आपसे कुछ सीखें.
Thank you very much. More than the music itself is the personality that needs to be
groomed.
They need to be told.
Yes.
You groom yourself, develop yourself. If you can't do something today, you can do it tomorrow. If you do something about it today.
Yes.
That's the message that it took me about 14 years to like a song that I have written. You know, it took me a long time but I knew that if I kept going, and I was in the industry and everybody was developing, so we knew that if you keep going, you get to your destination. So that's the message. Don't give up. Keep doing what you love doing.
And what about the achievements so far? I mean, with the time span, आपने achievements भी बहुत आपको मिली होंगी.
One of the big things, many things have happened. I consider one of the big things was just to be able to work in a recording studio in a very alien environment, and sticking to that. And then the second one was pretty big as well. Was the Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan recordings that I had done right before he passed. So I had done that. That was pretty big, and then I've done some work in India for some films that came out. And then the other big thing was developing my catalog as a songwriter. I needed to have many songs. So I think I have a catalog of over 1,000 songs that I have written over the years. And then the big one was recording a live album at the Sydney Opera House.
Wow.
So I became the first Asian to ever record a live album. After that, one of the songs from that album went to #1 in Australia. So they granted me Australian citizenship because of the contribution to their music business.
Wow.
So that to me is pretty huge. And then again, being able to survive and today still do what I love doing is a big thing for me. It's a big award.
So the music industry has grown now quite big as well. So tell me one more thing about Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. When you mentioned about Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, so what was the working that you did for the composing or anything?
Well, you know, Khan Sahab was a bit sick at that time.
Okay.
So it was hard for him to leave home.
Huh.
So what I did was I put a recording studio in the house, right in his bedroom.
Okay.
Because I'm a sound engineer, so I could do that. I brought in the machines, brought in the microphones, brought in everything that I needed, put it in there. And then from then on, we recorded tons and tons of stuff.
So you were basically music person and he used to sing the song?
I was the writer. I was the writer, the producer, the arranger, the whole shebang, and then I would just tell Khan Sahab to sing.
And it was his voice sing. Okay, so you were the writer for the Urdu songs that he used to also.
Right.
Oh, fantastic.
And some of the songs were released, but some of the songs weren't released, and those tapes got lost as I moved on with my life. I forgot what was on them. So recently, a friend of mine called me from California, and he said, "Mahmood, you had left some of your tapes here."
Oh, fantastic.
And I don't know what's on them. So I said, "Well, I don't know what's on them." He goes, "Do you want me to go to the studio and check them out?" And I said, "Sure." So he goes and he calls me, and then he plays it, and then Khan Sahab's work in it. So what we did, we restored those tapes, and hopefully next year we're gonna release a new Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan album.
Oh, wow.
Never heard before material.
Wow, that's fantastic.
One song, really good song on that album is called Meherban. Which is never heard before song, so I'm really excited about that as well.
So probably one of the movies will adopt the song as well if it's that good.
Movie is not a criteria for me. Actually, that is part of the big problem. Movies aren't meant to promote songs. Songs
promote the movies. Very true.
It's the other way around.
Well said, well said.
You know,
I think since last 2 decades, this is exactly what is happening now. The movie which gets hit is because of the singer and the song.
You see, the Indians picked that up from Hollywood when they saw Frank Sinatra singing. You know, but Frank Sinatra was an actor and a singer.
Yes.
So these guys thought maybe they can pay somebody, get him to sing, and they can lip sync on it.
Yes.
And that's bad. You destroy singers, you destroy your creative world, because what I saw in Hollywood, that the director would come in, it's not normal. The producer would come in, no big deal. But if the scriptwriter comes in, everybody stands up.
Really?
Because that's the brain.
Okay.
That's the writer. So writing has a very special place in the world, in a para likha situation. But in India, it's the other way around. There's no respect for writers.
There's a director, there's a
It's the actor.
Yes,
and even when
actor.
you talk about songs, it's the actor's song. It's not the song
Who's
writer's song. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell a quick story. I was at a press conference in India. I was launching an album, and there was a bunch of people, press people, and they said to me, "Mahmood, which आपको इंडिया में कौन सा म्यूजिक चैनल पसंद है?" And I said, "Music channel? There is no music channel in India. Are you crazy? We have MTV, we have ZTV, we have all these ETCs and everything they mentioned." And I said, "But these are lip sync channels.
Yes,
these
well
aren't
said.
music channels.
Yes.
Music channels are meant to support
The
musicians,
artist.
the artists, the songwriters. You have no infrastructure to name me one artist. You have such a big industry and 1 billion people. Name me one songwriter that can pick up his guitar and tour the world and sells out.
Yes.
One. There's none. So something has gone wrong in that industry, and then they influence us as well in all their wrong things.
Yes.
You know, so I speak out because
Yes.
of that. I think people need to know this.
That's very true, because you see, this is something which is lacking, and I suppose probably the writers who write the songs, the lyrics actually, would like themselves to be highlighted.
Well,
Whereas,
it's not even highlighted, but let's get them paid. For example, everybody knows Jeeve Pakistan, Jeeve Pakistan, right? It's very
Yes.
simple. Do anybody in this room, do we know the name
wrote
of the
this?
writer?
No.
No, we don't, right? And if we don't know the name, we probably never paid him.
Yes.
But we use his content all on answering machines and every walk of life, right? But the guy never gets paid. That's the problem. If you're not gonna feed the brain's gonna stop working, and pretty soon, I mean, I've come back here and I'm finding that I'm the only original singer-songwriter from this region. So what happened? You guys got hijacked by soft drink companies. There are no writers. There are no original people doing their work. So something is wrong. Let's fix it. And by that I mean, let's encourage the youth
Yes.
to write their own things.
I'm sure that there are still good minds and smart minds where they must be writing such things, but probably
I think so.
they're not getting the projection and highlights.
And the money. Money is a big thing. If songwriters start to get paid more than doctors, what do you think would happen? You know, parents would be saying, "Let's, beta doctor, invest wahan ban jao." And you know what? And this is the difference. When you drive around in Hollywood in your car, and you look at a big house, and you say, "Itna bada ghar kiska hai?" तो वो कहता है, "This is the guy who played drums for Falana band for 10 years." And you go, "Oh wow, so he bought a big house." Then a bit later you come to a producer's house जिसने फिल्में प्रोड्यूस किए हैं. Then you go and you find a guy who's done a guitar, and that's his house. So you have evidence of musicians becoming really, really rich. Here in Karachi, for example, we cannot go and look at a tabla player's mansion.
Residing. No,
There's no mansion owned by a tabla player. Yes, the producers might have one. So that's the difference. You see, they don't get paid.
That's very true. अभी हम चलते हैं छोटी सी ब्रेक पर, कहीं ना जाइएगा और मेरे साथ रहिएगा. वेलकम बैक फ्रॉम द ब्रेक. जी सर, तो आप अपने बड़ी ही इंटरेस्टिंग सी आपने पूरी अपनी बात बताई, और आपने बताया कि आपकी अचीवमेंट्स आपको कैसे मिली हैं विद द ग्रेस ऑफ गॉड, एंड अलॉन्ग विद दैट कि इतने बड़े बड़े लोगों के साथ काम करने का, उनको समझने का और सीखने का भी मौका मिला. तो कोई उर्दू में आप हमें अपना एक आपके अपने ही लिरिक्स के साथ, तो हमारे लोगों को भी पता चले कि
ये उर्दू का एक गाना है जो जिसका नाम है मैं गिनूं दिन. So you are counting the days. You are counting the days to become better. you're counting the days to develop yourself, because you know we all start from scratch, you know, and we think कि we will never reach our destination, लेकिन हम पहुंच जाते हैं अगर काम करते रहो. तो this song is about finding your way through life. कई हैं अफसाने तेरे मेरे वो दिन वो बीती हुई शाम, वही मोड़ जिन पे तेरी मेरी यादें कभी भूल सकूं ना. वो धीमी सी आवाजें अब जोर तेरा है, मेरी ही जिंदगी में सब तो रहा है ये छोटी बड़ी चट्टानें. खिलते रहेंगे फूल फूल भी उमंगों के, और जहाँ भी करेगी अब तेरी ही गुलामी. मैं गिनूं दिन बिन तेरे बिन दिन गिनूं, मैं गिनूं दिन बिन तेरे बिन दिन गिनूं, मैं गिनूं दिन बिन तेरे बिन दिन गिनूं, मैं गिनूं दिन बिन तेरे बिन दिन गिनूं. सोच रहा कि डूबे हैं सफीने इस प्यार की खोज में, कितनी ही शामें मदहोश हुई हैं, जैसे हैं जजीरे उन पर खेल रहे हैं तुझको चाहने वाले. अब जोर तेरा है, मेरी ही बेबसी है सब तोड़ रहा हूं मैं ये छोटे बड़े खजाने. खिलते रहेंगे फूल फूल भी उमंगों के, और जहाँ भी करेगी अब तेरी ही गुलामी. मैं गिनूं दिन बिन तेरे बिन दिन गिनूं, मैं गिनूं दिन बिन तेरे बिन दिन गिनूं, मैं गिनूं दिन बिन तेरे बिन दिन गिनूं, मैं गिनूं दिन बिन तेरे बिन दिन गिनूं.
अमेजिंग आई शुड से. तो मुझे बताएं, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में लोगों को इंग्लिश गाने सुनने का या उर्दू गाने सुनने में या ऐसा होता है कभी कि ऑडियंस ऐसी हो जो आपसे फरमाइश करे? You know?
Australia is a very diverse, it's a beautiful place.
Right.
Have you been to Australia?
No.
You should come.
I got admission in Queensland, but
Okay,
didn't get
Queensland
it.
is beautiful.
Yes.
And the thing about Australia is that it's completely different from what
The
you
rest.
think it might be. जब आप वहाँ पे लैंड करते हो, you find out कि there's tons of diverse people, all sorts of languages, or all sorts of fusion happening, and they are very responsive to singing in your own language because they respect the fact that you have the guts, or that you respect yourself enough to do your own tongue. Sure, I have songs in English and songs in Urdu, but I've noticed that when I do Urdu, when I sing English here, people like English more here. When I sing English there, people like Urdu more there. So it's really interesting. But you get a lot of encouragement. I have tons of people who really love my work, and it's a beautiful place, and it has allowed me to grow and develop, which is one of the things for
So
songwriting.
majorly Australia or United States?
United States, I learned everything in the US. So I was a sound engineer, producer. I'm running around. I'm going to listen to bands, and I have people in the industry. So I'm going to watch videos or to see videos being produced and films being produced, because that's what's over there.
Yes.
And I did that that was my learning phase. I learned and learned and learned. I used to sleep in the studio. I used to carry a mattress in my car. I would be in the studio all the time, as much as I can. I was a crazy studio guy. And open mic nights in Los Angeles are really interesting, because you get an audience and you just go and you just sing.
Yes,
and you
yes.
develop confidence.
Yes.
Because I had a huge confidence problem. My tongue used to go dry. I used to be really nervous. My heart would beat really fast. So I had to control develop those things so I can be calm and remember the lyrics and all that. So that comes from developing yourself. It just doesn't happen just like that. So US was good for learning, but Australia is good for development. It's no crime. It's beautiful. I live on the ocean, beautiful blue turquoise ocean at my doorstep. It's a beautiful land. So that helped. And then Pakistan, I developed a lot in Pakistan as well, because यहाँ पे भी सुकून है if you want to find it. So I found it, and
कहाँ ढूंढा आपने?
इस्लामाबाद के आगे.
क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग आपसे सवाल पूछेंगे कहाँ ढूंढा आपने?
I know, I have a secret. If you go up to the mountains, go past Islamabad, go into the mountains, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that is very
really
true. We've got a very
beautiful.
beautiful place
It's
here.
a beautiful country.
तो tell me one more thing कि अमेरिका में तो ये सब हुआ, फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया में आपका बेसिक सेटअप क्या वो म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री के साथ है या फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के साथ है?
Well, I went to Australia to study filmmaking. I have a degree in
Yes,
films.
yes.
So, but I always wanted to do music. I wanted to learn films because I thought it would make me a better songwriter, and it did. Because film has a lot of layers and depths and backstories, and
Yes. That way you can actually compose nice music with lyrics according to the situation of what they have given you.
Right.
Yes.
But I don't follow the filmmaking side of things. You don't give me a situation, I give you a situation. You choose your scene according to my song, not the other way around.
Yes.
And the funny thing is that the directors or the filmmakers who are really good, they understand the music connection, They understand how valuable music is to the film, rather than filmmakers saying my film is more
Well,
valuable.
frankly speaking, currently the situation is that the film is actually completely based upon the music now. Before the release of the movie,
That's
the
true.
songs are about 2-3 months apart.
तो देख लेना, currently आपको कुछ प्योर नहीं चीज़ नहीं मिलती, दूध तक प्योर नहीं है. घी लेने जाओ, I looked for desi ghee for my father in Islamabad. I couldn't find it. So currently तो सब कुछ out है. Everything is out.
वैसे ही क्या ये पूरी दुनिया में इस तरह का हिसाब है या कुछ सिर्फ एशिया?
पूरी दुनिया में चल रहा
पूरी
है.
दुनिया.
मगर there are niche and there are pockets. People like Tom Hanks who
Yes.
value credibility, who are good people, and when they do a film, they want to know what the film is trying to sell. That's the thing about. That's why I don't watch films anymore, because I can look at a film and I can say, यार ये क्या बेच रहा है इस film में, and it's usually not the story or anything else. They have some other agenda that they want to.
It's just to make money actually.
Money with products.
Yes.
So if the film has too many products, if you can see the bank logo in a scene, I'm not interested. I'm out. Because now you're trying to sell me something. I thought you were going to touch my intellect with your beautiful story, and I would go home inspired. वो वाली फिल्में कम बनती हैं, लेकिन बाहर फिर भी बनती हैं, and there are people who value this, and I am one of those people, and there are people watching who would value this, and that's my audience that I'm hoping to develop.
Here in Pakistan as well.
And of
So
course,
what did you get in Pakistan? Since after how long have you come to Pakistan?
after many years, I've come to Karachi after like 15 years.
15 years to Karachi or Lahore and Islamabad the same?
Lahore and Islamabad after 12 years or so. Yeah.
So that's a long frame of
Yeah.
time. So after coming back to Pakistan, what was the change that you noticed?
Change in everything. I think our youth is amazing. Our youth has access to YouTube and ये सब इंटरनेट वगैरह
वो
इनके
तो अब
पास
घर में
है.
बैठ के वीडियो बनाकर डाल देते हैं.
Right. बस उनको डायरेक्शन चाहिए थोड़ी सी, और इनको ये चाहिए कि काम हो रहा है. ऐसा नहीं है कि यही बस स्टूडियो जो चल रही हैं चीज़ें यही हैं. No, this is just tip of the iceberg. ये लोग तो शादियों के ठप्पे गा रहे हैं, you know, which is nothing wrong with that. But give us room as well, give the original people songwriting ताकि वो develop कर सके अपनी skills.
तो जब हमारे यंग यूथ है, आपका मुलाकात हुई लोगों के साथ, कुछ यंग यूथ के?
Well, I did a show at ComSats.
Okay.
There was 2,000 students and they loved the original stuff. They've never heard the stuff before. And the principal was really one of the people who had put the show together comes to me and he goes, Mahmood, आप students इतने सारे हैं, आप कोई ऐसा गाना सुना दें जो इन लोगों ने पहले सुना हो. हाँ. तो मैंने कहा, no, that defeats the purpose. I'm here to so this is the thing. I'm trying to embed them with seeking so they can become seekers of their own truth or happiness, and that's what I'm here for. So अगर मैंने आपको गज़ल ही सुनानी है at the end of the day जो किसी और ने लिखी है, तो मेरे आने का फ़ायदा ही क्या हुआ? So I'm going to give them something that's brand new and they've never heard before, so they can think about it.
ऐसा हुआ है कि आपने जो songs लिखे हो वो आपसे लोगों ने कहा हो कि हमें दे, हम गाते हैं?
अभी तक तो नहीं ऐसा हुआ because to sing my stuff, I think you need to kind of rehearse a little bit. It may seem simple, but when you go to sing it, it's got some twists and turns that you need to do, and you might need to work at it a little bit. And if there's people who want to work at it, sure, why not?
I mean, those people who would like to really buy your song and lyrics and then sing in their own voice, maybe it can be a duet or maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
I develop artists. One of the things I did in Hollywood, I developed many artists. With Nusrat Saab, Nusrat Fateh Ali was just an artist that I needed to develop. And और उनके पास कुछ चीज़ें नहीं थी उस वक्त आर्सेनल में जो मैंने कहा खान साहब आप ये करें, आप हिप हॉप बीट्स करें, आप बेस लाइन्स करें, आप इस तरह से ये करें, this will enhance your. Sure, you do Qawwali, but I never listened to Qawwali at that time. It had no value as far as buying CDs and tapes. I would only buy hip hop or the Bee Gees or ABBA or all this other pop stuff that I was studying at that time. So I wanted to bring Khan Sahab into this genre, which I ended up doing, but he passed away a bit too soon.
But the one that you brought him in for the next year's release that you're talking about, so the songs and the music is completely different from what we have.
Well, I hired the world's best musicians. The drums are played by this beautiful person who plays for Taylor Swift. The guitars are done by this amazing person who works for Barbara Streisand, Barry Gibb and stuff. So it's a big, amazing team that I put together as a producer to do Khan Saab's new album. Now he's so big. At that time, he wasn't a legend, he was just an artist. Yes. Now he's really huge. So now all of a sudden, I have a huge artist with all these amazing musicians, so I put a beautiful album.
And how about Rahat Fateh Ali Khan? Did you get a chance to work with him after Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan?
No, because that doesn't excite me. He does whatever Khan Sahab has done. He's just a photocopy of the original. So I tend to do the original. Even in America, if a lot of people copy black music, and I just go to the source, I can listen to B.B. King, I can listen to Ray Charles. If I was to listen to some blues and some soul music, I don't need to listen to a copy of a copy of a copy,
Well, that's become too common now. You see remixes as well taking place and the old songs being copied and...
Well, there's a reason for that as well. There's an economic reason. The guy who owns those songs wants them to be kept alive and kept because the song can keep making the money. So that's a publisher's standpoint in the industry.
So how about the writers? Did you come across meeting the young youth who came actually and told you that we have written such songs? And
not yet, but I'm hoping to change that. I'm hoping to get a lot of emails rather than asking me rather than try to help me, than saying, listen to my stuff. I wrote this. This is my original song. What do you think of the lyrics? What do you think of the melody? And I can look at it at a different point and I can say, look, change this, modify this, or keep doing it. But I haven't done that. I haven't received anything like that.
So the thing is that here in Pakistan, the industry is completely different in Pakistan as far as music industry
is concerned. There is no industry.
I mean, whatsoever is left behind.
There is none. And the reason why I say that is look who's on television. Look what's being broadcasted on radio and TV. And it's all advertising.
Yes.
There's no original music being played because the time is being paid for and hogged by the big multinationals who have the money. You know, they're selling their product and using the youth and the dumb music that's being played. It has no soul.
So how about the young generation who are actually hoping in future, when they come across looking at what our delivery of music industry here is in Pakistan is, if they get a chance, an opportunity to contact you, and through you they can have a little idea that they can have a much better future in Australia, maybe in America or UK, anywhere in the world. So how should they come by? And
Well, there's much better future here.
yes,
Because there's a, you know, supply and demand. There's no supply of original work here. There's tons of original work in Australia, tons of original work coming out of US. So when I go back there, I'm just a regular guy. But when I come here, I'm rare, you know. So do your work here. This is a beautiful country. All the infrastructure is here. There's studios. There's everything that you need to build your songwriting, develop your songwriting, put it up on YouTube, put it up on your social media. You'll start getting a following if it's
well,
good.
I'll tell you something. As far as young youth is concerned, probably here in Pakistan is kind of different, and you must become a judge of a program where you should have young youth who writes their own lyrics and sings in front of you, so you can actually evaluate who is the right candidate. You know, I mean, we have a lot of shows going on. There's a lot of shows going on in India. There are a lot of shows going on here in Pakistan as well, where a lot of people are trying to copy. That's the same thing कि वो दूसरों का गाना गा रहे हैं, दूसरों का डांस कॉपी हो रहे हैं, मगर ओरिजिनल कोई नहीं लेकर आता.
Because it takes time. If he's the producer and you're the music arranger, and I come in and I say I want to sing Jive Jive Pakistan, boom, we have the song done in 10 minutes.
Yes.
And you're gone, and they've already taped it, and the lights look really beautiful, you know. But if I tell you that I'm going to do a new song, and it'll take me 3 years to develop it, then you have a problem, because you can't make the money today. You have to invest into it, and they're not really keen in investing into it. You know, that's the problem.
Like the kind of bands that we had in Pakistan, like Junaid Jamshed who passed away. We had like Vital Signs, Strings, and Ali Azmat as well. So वो तो खुद ही अपने गाने लिख रहे थे.
I don't think so. I don't think so. There was a big thing about getting lyrics written by शायर पकड़ो. जब मैं भी उस ज़माने में यहाँ पे आया था, तुम अपने क्यों लिख रहे हो, कोई शायर करो, बुल्ले शाह का कलाम, which is great. I'm not saying you should not do that, but can we kind of, you know, grow up?
Like Dil Dil Pakistan was actually done by them.
I don't know the history of it, so I can't comment, but I know a lot of these use different writers, and the trend is to get the lyrics done by somebody else. कोई गज़ल गा दो, कोई बुल्ले शाह का कलाम गा दो.
एक्चुअली जो बैंड्स हैं इनका मैं आपको बता रही हूँ कि ये एक नए दौर से आ रहे थे, you know. So उन्होंने मेहनत खुद की थी, because I interviewed as well, not interviewed, I said I met one of the singers from the Strings as well, and they said कि you know हमने खुद लिखे हुए हैं. तो वो कुछ लोग ऐसे थे जिन्होंने लिखे, मगर आप देखिए उन्होंने बूम किया. You know, the songs actually boomed. फिर उसके बाद ट्रेंड थोड़ा चेंज हुआ, बैंड्स टूटना शुरू हो गए. There was a lot of things going on, so सब सोलो पर आ गए इस तरह. So that's why probably things didn't work up that well.
Well, if you don't have a system that supports your songwriters, for example, as a solution, make a database of writers. Everybody who's written a song, everybody who's written a script, original script, make a database. Can we have a database? Can we find out how many writers are really out there? I'm not talking about ghazals and bulle shah, because they're already writers.
Yes.
I'm talking about the new people.
Yes.
So let's make a database. Let's see who they are.
Yes.
You know, let's maybe create a charity fund to support them.
Yes.
Send them a monthly paycheck for what they do, and then you'll get this whole thing. कि यार मैं लिखता हूँ. So that's what we need to support.
That's excellent. Thank you so much, Mahmood Saab, for coming on our show. And is there any message that you would like to give to our viewers?
I think the whole interview is full of messages. Do your own work. Don't cheat.
Thank you very much. उम्मीद करती हूँ आपको आज का मेरा प्रोग्राम पसंद आया होगा. Till then, Dr. Tania signs off. अगले हफ्ते मिलते हैं एक नए गेस्ट के साथ. खुदा हाफिज.